So, what if a city had its own operating system? A digital brain, all powered by AI. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction, right? Well, it's actually the core of a very real proposal from a guy named Ron Wunderling for a town down in Florida. Today, we're going to break down his incredible plan to build an OS for a city.
Okay, so the first thing you have to understand is that the whole idea here is a total shift in perspective. The proposal argues that a community like this is way more than just a bunch of houses and streets. See, when you control all the infrastructure, the power grid, the water, the fiber optic network, it stops being just a town. It becomes a platform for innovation. And this isn't some hypothetical platform. We're talking about a real place, Babcock Ranch. And this is not your average town. It was designed from the ground up to be different. I mean, it's America's first solar-powered town. It's built to be incredibly resilient against storms, and every single home comes standard with high-speed fiber. It's already getting national attention, which makes it the perfect living laboratory for an experiment this ambitious. So you've got this amazing foundation already in place. That's where Ron Wunderling's proposal comes in. He wants the developer, Kits and Partners, to take this living laboratory and give it a digital brain. And that is the wild vision we're exploring today. You can really feel the conviction in this quote, right? Wunderling is basically saying that this is a unique moment in time. AI tools have gotten so powerful that a real estate developer can stop just buying tech from other companies and start building it themselves. And what are they building? Well, the proposal calls it a smart community operating system. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like Windows or Mac OS, but for an entire city. A single central control panel that manages everything: energy, traffic, water, resident services, all of it, in real time.
And look, this isn't just some vague pie-in-the-sky idea. The proposal actually lays out a super concrete blueprint. It breaks that huge vision down into 5 specific, really powerful projects that they could start building, like, right now. So these 5 pillars are really the heart of the system. First up is the Smart Community OS itself. That's the digital brain. Powering that brain is a digital twin, which is basically a live simulation of the entire town. You can use it to model everything from traffic patterns to hurricane flooding. Then, for the people who live there, they'd interact with all of this through a single resident app. And behind the scenes, you've got a smart builder platform to make construction more efficient. And finally, and this is so crucial for a place like Florida, a climate resilience platform that uses AI to predict and manage risk.
Okay, let's just pause for a second. That is an insanely ambitious technical plan. But here's the crazy part. The proposal argues the technology might actually be the easy part. The real challenge, and maybe the most radical part of this whole thing, has to do with the people who are supposed to build it. So you hear all that, and you have to wonder, right? Who is going to build all this stuff? Are they going to have to go out and hire a whole army of software engineers from Silicon Valley? Well, the answer in the proposal is kind of shocking. It's everyone who already works there. Yeah, you heard me right. The plan mandates that every single employee at the company, from marketing to legal to development, has to become a skilled prompt engineer. And it's not a suggestion. It is step 1. And this just shows you how serious the plan is. The goal is to create what they call authorized prompt engineers. This isn't just some fluffy job title. It's a formal certification you have to earn through real, measurable improvement. You actually have to prove your skills before you're even allowed to work on these AI projects. So why this urgent, all-hands-on-deck approach? Well, this quote from the proposal is incredibly blunt about it. The vision here isn't just about grabbing an opportunity, it's about survival. The argument is pretty simple. AI is going to make complacent companies obsolete, and this massive transformation is how they plan to lead instead of getting left behind. So once you get everyone transformed internally, where do you go from there? Well, that's where the vision gets really, really big. This plan isn't just about making one town better. The ambition is to create a whole new global standard for how all future communities are built and run. And to explain just how big, the proposal uses this killer analogy. It says, look at the real estate market today. Now think about the personal computer market before Microsoft came along. In both cases, you have this totally fragmented market. Dozens of different vendors for everything, no single integrated platform, and every project, whether it's building a computer back then or a new city today, is a custom, one-off, super inefficient job. And that's the whole ballgame right there. Just like Microsoft came in and created the operating system that pretty much all PCs ended up running on,
This proposal argues that Kitson and Partners has the chance to build the OS that all future communities will run on. They've even mapped out what this product would look like. They call it the community stack. It's got 4 layers. You start at the bottom with the physical world and move up to the human experience. So layer 1 is the infrastructure OS that manages the actual grid. Layer 2 is the city intelligence. That's the AI analytics and simulations. Layer 3 is the builder platform for the developers. And then at the very top, layer 4 is the resident experience, which is the app layer that people would actually use every day.
And this is where we circle back to their secret weapon, right? The one thing that a tech company in a San Francisco high-rise just doesn't have. The reason this whole plan is even credible is because they have Babcock Ranch, a real, living, breathing city. It's a place where they can test, prove, and perfect this entire platform using real data from real people and real infrastructure.
So why go through all the trouble of turning every single employee into an AI expert? Well, the proposal calls it the 100x effect. The core belief is that an employee who truly masters these AI tools isn't just a little more productive. They become, in Wonderling's own words, a 100x beast, someone capable of operating on a completely different strategic level. This is the engine that could actually make that Microsoft of Communities vision a reality.
So when you take this whole plan, building a city's operating system from scratch, turning every employee into an AI expert, trying to become the Microsoft of Communities, it all boils down to one really fascinating question. And as our own cities get smarter, it's one we're probably all going to have to think about pretty soon. If your city had an operating system, who would you trust to write the code?